Hi, thanks for getting involved today. A lot of you already know who I am, but for those of you who don't, my name is Tim Hazelo. And I'd like to say right up front that I'm a very patriotic and pro-American person. Some of my earliest memories were of the 4th of July, barbecues, parades, fireworks, and of course our flag. My mom always made it a priority that we knew how lucky we were to live in this great nation. I spent my life serving my God, my family, and my country. Now after 30 years of military and related services, it's time to open up a new chapter. So I'm running for Congress in the 2nd Congressional District. I'm running against a career politician who has spent the last 20 years, 20 years, you heard it right, supporting the liberal dismantling of our Constitution and country. I'm trading in the airplanes, the uniforms and guns for a pen, a pulpit, and a shared common sense with the normal people of our country. I believe that we're in a unique place in time. The pendulum has been to the left for so long that it's now starting to swing back to the pro-American direction. Even long-term Democrats are questioning their party and opening their eyes to the left's agenda and what it would do to us. With that, I believe we will win back the Congress, take more seats in the Senate, and pick up state and local positions. And we'll bring our freedoms and beliefs back to the forefront of our national conversation. Now, I've never been a politician. I'm just like you. I work full-time to pay my bills, take care of my family. I'm a father, a husband, a Christian, and always an American. I've always known I'd live a life of service to my country, and I'm pretty sure my wife knew that about me as soon as she met me in high school. I joined the Navy in my senior year, and we were married just after boot camp. We had 3 sons, and now we even have grandchildren. I've served in areas around the world, from Desert Shield to modern-day Afghanistan, to counter-narcotic operations in South and Central America. I've literally been around the world. I've visited at least 50 countries that I can remember, experiencing all types of cultures and beliefs. I'm still supporting our military today by working with new air crews at NAS Whidbey Island, getting ready for real-world operations. I feel blessed and privileged that our country has given me the opportunity to see, do, and experience things that not many get to. On the flip side, the price at times has been high. I've also seen and done things that nobody should ever have to. And this sacrifice was not mine alone, but that of my family and friends as well. Outside of the Navy, I've spent time on the board of directors of a mid-sized company in the Kent area, and even helped as the president for a bit. I worked at Boeing teaching aviation maintenance and manufacturing. I did functional tests on the 787 Dreamliner, and I performed some other odd jobs there at the factory. Politically, I believe in originalism. I consider myself a conservative. I'm pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and pro-Constitution. I believe that history and experience are our greatest teachers. With that said, I think revisionism and an unpatriotic education system, combined with career politicians and a lack of the moral pillars our country was founded upon, are major contributors to the societal and political issues we face today. We need to change the way we teach our kids. I believe in American exceptionalism. There's no way you can convince me otherwise. We've done more in our short 250-year history to improve the human existence than the rest of the world combined. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at all the people in the world who are willing to risk their very lives to get here and experience what we've created. I'm a firm believer in limited government. Yes, the federal government has its role as described by the Constitution. The problem is, it's grabbed up so much power and control that the founders had meant for the states that it's become this behemoth of uncontrollable bureaucracy. And we now need to start giving this back to the states and get that governing back to the people where it originates. So to get started on this, I believe we need term limits. Recent polls show that a bipartisan 70% of Americans believe we need term limits. We limit the president to 8 years, and yet it's not uncommon that we see congressmen and senators in office for 20 to 30 years. Some even approach 40 years in office. And that's just crazy if you ask me. I believe we need to balance the budget. And we can do this by continuing to grow this economy and use fair changes across the board to make our government responsible and efficient. And efficiency is the big denominator here. If we can't do it right, then we need to find people who can. If they can't do it right, we need to find people who can, I should say. We need common sense changes and fixes to our laws, rules, and regulations. Not lawyers speak bills full of unrelated pork that the average American, sometimes including me, struggles to understand. And we need to always support those who have continued to sacrifice and protect and serve us, our families, and our country. Folks like what I used to do, and the first responders, and the firemen and the policemen and the military. We need to give them the utmost respect. But the most important fight we have is to keep our God-given and constitutionally guaranteed rights from being taken away from us. Because once we give them up, the cost to get them back will be extremely high. So here we are again. This has been and always will be a struggle for us and our freedoms as a nation. Even though we are the majority, we find it difficult to be heard. We're so busy supporting our families and country that we don't have time to stand on a street corner and yell. But as we all know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So I say it's time for us to make some noise. I say it's time for us to be united and stop watching while the progressive minority change our country into a socialistic state. And I say it's time for us to stand up and be proud Americans again. Now is the time. We need each other. As Americans, we need to be a team. As conservatives, as conservative committees and organizations, we need to dump everything we have into this election. Our opportunity to win back our state may never be this good again. We need volunteers, we need social networking, and yes, we need donations to keep up this fight. So you'll find links on my website, timhazeloforcongress.com. Get on there and let us know what you can do to help, and give what you can. The most an individual can give is $2,000, but every donation, regardless of size, will help. With that, I want to thank you for standing up for our values and our Constitution. And thank you for the ongoing fight of keeping America free and great. God bless you, and God bless America.